As we welcome 2026, we begin the year with a focus on good health. And with that comes awareness on a so-called silent killer of women, cervical cancer. Today, we speak with a radiation oncologist leading the fight to eliminate the disease in the Philippines. He is Dr. Bogs Rivera, founder of Cervic on prevention, early detection, and hope for Filipino women. I'm Rochelle Rubio, and this is The Advocates, Empowering Voices. According to current data from the Philippine Commission on Women, cervical cancer is the second most common cancer among Filipino women and a major cause of cancer-related deaths in the country. Annually, about 7,897 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer and around 4,000 die from the disease. Cervical cancer also ranks as the second most frequent cancer among Filipino women aged 15 to 44. It is a major health threat for Filipino women with a high burden partly due to low screening and limited early detection. To understand how prevention, policy, and community action can turn these numbers around, we speak with one of the country's strongest voices in the fight against cancer, particularly cervical cancer. He is Dr. Bogs Rivera, founder of Cervic.
I am a radiation oncologist po. Ang radiation oncologist po ay isang doktor, no, na gumagamot din po ng cancer, no. Ang baka kasi isipin nyo kung wala akong alam mo na, ako ay cancer patient. Hindi po, doktor po talaga. Okay? Now, ang isa po sa mga advocacy ko po is the elimination. Meron pong cancer, no, para lang ho alam ninyo, na pwede po nating ma-eliminate. Ibig sabihin, maipababa yung census, no, ng dami ng incidence ng cancer. So ito po ay ang cervical cancer. So yun po ang aming advocacy is to eliminate cervical cancer dito po sa Pilipinas.
What is cervical cancer and why is it often described as a silent killer? Cervical cancer occurs when abnormal cells grow on the cervix, often due to long-term infection with a high-risk HPV. It is called a silent killer because early stages usually show no signs or symptoms, leading many women to be diagnosed only when the disease is already advanced. Yet, with vaccination and regular screening, cervical cancer is largely preventable and highly treatable when detected early.
Ang cervix po is yung pinakailalim na portion ng bahay bata. So kung ikaw ay nanganak na, no, normally, alam mo ang mga doctors nagpapasok ng normally dalawang kamay. Ang tawag po nila doon is IE, internal examination. Kadalasan kapag buntis kayo, no, pag 2 cms, sabi niya, tumayo-tayo ka muna iha dyan. Subukan mo maglakad mula dito hanggang Baguio. Malamang pagbaba mo, malaki na yan, pwede ka ng manganak. Yun po yung kinakapa ng doktor. Yun po yung cervix. Sa Tagalog, alam ko ito ay tinatawag na sipit-sipitan.
Cervical cancer remains one of the most common cancers among Filipino women and is a leading cause of cancer deaths in the country. Trend models and public health commentary show that without stronger prevention and screening is likely to stay high because of population size and gaps in prevention coverage. How prevalent is cervical cancer in the Philippines? What do the latest data show? And are the numbers increasing each year?
Ang latest data po right now is ang incidence no taon-taon is about around 8,500. Ang namamatay po araw-araw is about 4,400 taon-taon. If you compute that, no, that entails to something like 12 babae ang namamatay araw-araw. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? Actually, it is slightly increasing. Pero huwag sana nating tingnan sa aspeto na kung tumataas ba o bumaba. Ang nakakahiya is ito, imagine mo. Ang Australia is about to eliminate cervical cancer by 2028 to 2035. Eliminate. Napakababa. 4%, 4 per 100,000 women. Tayo, tumataas pa rin. It's very sad, no? Isang disease ng pwede mong ma-eliminate and yet pinapatay niya ang ating kababaihan. Very sad.
Australia's progress rests on 3 pillars done at high coverage: national school-based HPV vaccination, organized population screening using sensitive HPV tests, and accessible follow-up and treatment services. Strong funding, stable program delivery, organized recall systems, and high public awareness combine to create rapid declines. The Philippines faces very different health system constraints, lower and uneven HPV vaccine coverage, far lower screening uptake, limited organized recall systems, and resource gaps for follow-up and treatment. Those differences make elimination in the near term much more difficult.
To eliminate cervical cancer po, ayon po sa WHO, no? Meron po silang nagpalabas po sila ng guidelines, and this was something like 2020 pa, no? Ang guidelines na to says, you have globally to eliminate cervical, hindi lang Pilipinas po, globally. You can do the 90, 70, 90. 90% is which means dapat 90% daw ng ating mga anak ay dapat daw mabakunahan ng isang bakuna, yung tinatawag nating HPV vaccine, no? Maraming klase yan, no? Normally, maraming tanong dyan bakit ang aga? Bakit maaga binibigay? It's prevention. Ibig sabihin, bago ka pa madapuan ng HPV, dapat meron ka ng barrier. Think of it as parang kung iisipin mo sa pagbubuntis, no, parang condom, no? You put a barrier para hindi na manganak si misis, parang ganun. So that is HPV. So dapat 90% ng 90 to 450, no? Unfortunately, ang status natin right now is around 23 to about 30% lang ang nababakunahan natin na 9 to 14. So napakababa nun. Pero may hope doon, no? May hope doon kasi we're probably going from 2 dose vaccination to 1 dose vaccination. So isang bahagi lang 'yon. The second part is screening. Ang screening daw is dapat daw maka 70% daw. Sino bang i-screen natin? Ang cervical cancer screening po natin ay dapat ang mga babae nasa edad 30 to about 65 years of age. Yan po yung guidelines po ng Department of Health. Unfortunately, kung kukunin mo lahat yung mga kababaihan na nag-range between 30 to 65, iipunin mo lahat sila, ilang porsyento ng Pilipina ang nagpapascreen? Napakababa po, 1%. Hindi na po tumaas ng more than 2% ang bawat kahit anong region. No? Ibig sabihin, may mga region masigasig magpa-screen, no? Talagang gumagawa sila. Yet, up to 2%. How can we eliminate a disease kung ang nagpapascreen lang po na kababaihan natin ay 2% na dapat 70%. And lastly, the third pillar is the 90%. Dapat daw, lahat daw ng merong makita during the screening na may problema, posibleng problema, ay dapat gamutin. So in summary, it's 90, 70, 90. Unfortunately, napakababa, no? Napakababa nung ating output as far as the 90, 70, 90. Whereas if you go abroad like Australia, right, way back 2005, they already started vaccination sa mga bata. They already started massive screening sa mga kababaihan. And that is why sila will be the first country in the whole world globally to eliminate cervical cancer between this period of time, 2028 down to 2035.
With only 1 to 2% of the female population undergoing the necessary screening to prevent cervical cancer, it is no surprise that the number of cervical cancer cases in the country continues to rise. Why do many Filipino women not undergo screening? Is it stigma or economics? Both. Economic barriers play a major role. Travel costs, lost work time, and out-of-pocket expenses for tests or follow-up care can be prohibitive. Gaps in the health system also mean screening services may not be available nearby or on a regular basis. At the same time, social and cultural factors persist, including limited understanding of the purpose of screening.
Maraming aspeto yan, no? So, let's talk about education first, no? Awareness, no? Ang awareness kasi ng level po ng awareness natin pagdating sa cervical, medyo hindi ho ganun kataas, no? So, kahit na mag-educate ka, after 1 week, nakakalimutan na ng tao, no? Number 2 is yung stigma din, no? Yung stigma, yung mga myth, no? Yung mga myth na, kaya nagkaroon ng cervical cancer yan, kasi ano yan, for the word, malandi yan, mahilig yan sa ganito. Pero in reality, HPV is the main cause of cervical cancer in about 95%. Alam mo ba, kahit makapag-sex ng isang beses, pag namalaslas ka, maaring pumasok yan, no, sa manggagaling yan sa partner, no? And then papasok yan sa loob ng babae, cervix, no? Madideposit yan, papasok yan sa loob at mag-grow yan for so many years, no? Ang hindi alam ng tao is that ah, kahit sinong babae na makipagtalik, basta mayroong history of sex, can have the potential to develop cervical cancer. Hindi mo kailangan ng multiple partners. But syempre, of course, kung marami kang partners, mas maraming tsansa na magkaroon ka ng cervical. Pero not necessarily. That's a stigma eh. Ayaw ng tao, ayaw sabihin ng kababayan, ay may cervical cancer ako, no? Para hindi na, tapos dahil hindi nila sinasabi, na-educate, hindi na-educate yung mga ibang tao. Hindi yan katulad ng breast cancer, no? Breast cancer kasi walang stigma na, dahil malandi ka or whatsoever, kaya ka nagkaroon. No, walang ganon, no? In fact, just to give you an idea, I have a patient already, very documented, presented to me sa Lasal in one of those events. A patient who was raped, and then after 20 years, she developed cervical cancer. Wala po siyang asawa, wala po. That was the only time, no, nagkaroon siya ng pagkakataon na magkaroon ng sexual contact, no? So, that's one. That's two. Number three is yung kakulangan ng fasilidad, no? Where do you go screening? Dito sa Manila, walang problema, napakadaming doktor. Try going to Marinduque, try going to Basilan, Tawi-Tawi, all those. Walang doktor who will do it. Gagawa po is a midwife. But question, aren't the Philippines dying, not being seen by a doctor? Actually, there's a study by former Congresswoman Stella Kimbo that said, 60% of Filipinos now are dying without being seen by a doctor. It's very sad, no? Pero hindi mo naman mapilit yung doktor doon, no, doon sa probinsya. Na pumunta doon, diyan ka magstay doc, or you can't do that, no? Because us, like me, we all go to the provinces. I come from Pampanga, and yet I'm practicing here dito sa Manila because this is where I can say I can have a better future for my family, no? But yun, no? And then yes, hindi libre. It's libre naman sa government, but alam mo, this is one of the main reasons. Cervical cancer, magsimula yan sa sex. It takes about 10-20 years bago yan mag-manifest cancer. The problem is that wala yang simptomas. All those 10-20 years, wala yang simptomas. It grows to stage 1, wala pa ring simptomas. Stage 2 of the patients have the symptoms. Stage 3, yan. The time na kadalasan ng kababaihan meron ng simptomas. Unfortunately, time we detect it, it's already stage 3, mataas na ang stage. Kung kailan mataas na, mahal na ang gamutan, hindi ka pa sigurado kung buhay ka after the next 5 years. No? When it comes stage 4. What is my point? Where am I going? Screening po na part 10-20 years, hindi ginagawa. That's one of the main reason bakit maraming namamatay na kababaihan dito sa bansa natin. Kung stage 1 lang yan, mataas yan. I can say 80-60% buhay yan o the next 5 years. No? Kung stage 2 yan, medyo bumababa ng konti. 60% probably. But pag later on, the stage goes down, wala na. So that is why we're trying to emphasize today, no? Vaccination and screening. Magawa lang ito, I can assure you, bababa po ang kaso ng cervical cancer dito sa Pilipinas.
HPV or human papilloma virus. What screening methods are available to help women prevent cervical cancer?
To prevent po cervical cancer, ang ginagawa po namin is nagbibigay po kami ng HPV vaccine sa mga bata, no? Again, emphasize ko yung edad. Normally, ito yung mga 9 to 14. Specifically, ito yung mga wala pang sexual contact, no? Now, doon sa HPV, marami pong klase kasing HPV. Ang HPV po, para lang humalaman ninyo, para lang makorelate po ninyo. Ang HPV, human, alam nyo na. V, virus, alam nyo na. Yung P, ano yung P? P is papilloma, no? Papilloma sa Tagalog, ito ay kulugo. Okay. Now, hindi po lahat ng kulugo ay magkakaroon ka ng cervical cancer, no? So, I want you to understand that, no? May specific na kulugo lang na posible kang magkaroon ng cervical cancer at iba pang klaseng cancer. Cancer sa oral cavity or throat, cancer sa cancer sa puwet, cancer sa puwerta, sa pisngi ng all those. Pero let's not talk about them at this point in time because very minimal lang yung incidence nun. The main focus talaga natin is cervical kasi more majority of the cases are really cervical cancer in nature. HPV vaccine, tatlo pong klase yon. Yung HPV po na nagko-cause ng cervical cancer is 13 po. 1, 3. Ang dami. There are 3 types of HPV vaccine. Ibig sabihin ng HPV vaccine, pag in-inject yan sa'yo, meron kang protection doon sa 13. Hindi lahat doon sa 13. No? Pag sinabing HPV2, protektado ka doon sa 2 against doon sa 13. Pag binigyan ka ng HPV4, meron ka ring 2 proteksyon doon sa 13, pero may sangkap na 2 pa, para kaya naging 4, yung 2 na yon para genital warts. Kulugo na makikita sa ari ng lalaki, sa ari ng babae, sa loob ng throat, sa loob ng puwet, na maaring magdulot ng kahit anong klase ng cancer. Pag sinabing HPV9, yun po yung pinakabago at pinakamataas natin, no? Yun po 7 po out of the 13 protected ka, no? Yung pong dalawa doon sa 7, sa 7 plus 2 is 9 is for genital warts. Kung maibibigay ang bakuna ng edad 9 to 14 sa HPV2 at HPV4, you are 70% protected against cervical cancer. Kung ikaw ay 9 to 14 at nabigay yung HPV9 sa iyo, you are 90% protected. No? So wala pong 100%. Ang point ko lang dito is even though ibigay ang bakuna, later in your lifetime, kakailanganin mo din magpa-cervical cancer screening.
How often should women receive these vaccines? Medical recommendations vary, especially by age. Doc Boggs explains why women need to know and why timing matters.
Ang HPV bakuna po, binibigay lang po ito isang course. Alam mo, maraming rekomendasyon eh. So, merong rekomendasyon na galing sa pharmaceutical company na very solid, no? Very solid. Ganun kataas, ganun kakapal yung evidences nila. Meron din namang recommendation yung WHO because walang pera ang mamamayan. Okay na yung magbigay tayo ng tama lang, pero ang level of evidence na ito ay protective, mababa lang. I wanted to touch on that para maging kumpleto na po, no? The evidences on the better side is that dapat kung ikaw ay 9 to 14, dapat 2 dose lang. Kung ikaw ay 14 or 15 pataas, dapat you can get 3 doses. Pero como ngayon, no, cervical cancer is being eliminated globally. Ang WHO is promoting, ano ba yung pinaka-least amount of bakuna na pwedeng ibigay sa iyo para lang ma-sustain yung level of protection na dire-diretso. So, ibig sabihin, doon sa tanong ninyo, isang course lang. Mabigay yung 2, okay na. Lifetime na yon. Mabigay yung 3, okay na. Pero WHO is trying to look into the data. Pero konti pa lang yung datos na so far. Pwede po kung wala kayong talagang pera, kung wala kayong pera, isang dose lang po kung kayo ay 9 to 14 down to 20. Okay lang yung isang dose. Pero siguro para maganda, para lang maganda, kung this is a personal recommendation, 9 to 14, 1 dose, pero 15 pataas, siguro get 2 doses. I think that is the ano. Pero just to put it into proper perspective, ang rekomendasyon ng WHO insofar sa nabasa ko as of several months ago was that age below 20 years of age, isa po pwede na. But the level of evidences is very konti lang. Okay? Soon pa lang natin makikita.
For women who are 50 years old and above, is it already too late to undergo cervical cancer screening?
I keep on emphasizing, no? 9 to 14 as the, the goal talaga na dapat mabigay ito. Ang main reason kasi dito is that HPV kapag nakapasok na sa'yo, pag binigyan ka ng bakuna, wala na siyang masyadong effect, no? Doon sa protection. Remember, vaccines are not curative. They're not there to cure or to kill what you have, no? Na virus, no? It's there to protect you from getting yung papasok na virus. There are 13 types. So maaring with your first partner, makuha mo yung 18. With your second partner, makuha mo another subtype of virus. So kung nabigyan ka nun, baka protected ka na. No? So that is one of the reasons why na kahit na ikaw ay may edad na, like you said, 50 years of age, no? Pwede ka pa rin makakuha. Pero sa mga ganong edad, the best is HPV 9. Don't get the 14 and don't get the 4 and the 2. Get the best. 9. Mag 9 ka na. And then secondly, if you go back dun sa guidelines na nababasa ko, again, there is a misnomer, no? The pharmaceutical company will say, oh, yung HPV 9 namin can actually transgress to any age, which is practically totoo naman. Pero as far as the US concerns are recommending this, sinasabi nila up to age 45 lang. Bakit? Kasi it takes 10 to 20 years bago pa mag-develop yung cervical cancer. So, ang point lang doon is that well, by then baka you're probably, I don't know, you're probably too old or whatsoever na, baka wala na siyang ganung kalakas na protecting effect sa iyo because by the time that you reach more than 45, baka nakabingo ka na. Nakabingo in a sense na marami nang pumasok na HPV sa katawan mo. But remember, this is in the US. This is not the Philippine study. No? Na madaming ng HPV na nakapasok sa iyo, maraming klase na there is no reason for you to get it protected. So, it's a case-to-case basis basically. No?
When it comes to cervical cancer screening, the earlier, the better. The sooner women get tested, the greater their protection. As the saying goes, prevention is always better than cure.
Just to put it into proper perspective, no, yung mga babae na meron na pumupunta sa amin, na merong kulugo sa amin, no, we're still giving HPV vaccine. Bakit? To prevent relapse. There is a study na sinasabi niya na kung mabigyan mo yung mga HPV 9 or HPV 4 sa babae kahit may edad na siya, kahit may nakapasok na, at least may konting effect, no? May konting effect to increase immunity para hindi na siya mag-develop or mag-relapse again or mag-recur again into getting cervical cancer at a later phase in life.
Is there current data that shows cervical cancer prevalence in a ratio, such as how many out of 10 Filipino women are affected by the disease?
I think I am not very sure of it, pero I think it's about 1 out of 7, if I'm not mistaken, no? 1 out of 7. Alam ko lang by heart is that 12 women are dying each day. It represents loss of life na hindi naman dapat. Have these people had either vaccination, yung bata sila, or possibly screening during their 30s, 40s, 50s, the story will be different, I tell you.
The signs and symptoms of cervical cancer. Often called a silent killer, cervical cancer usually shows no symptoms in its early stages. Signs often appear only when the disease has progressed, making timely treatment more difficult. This is why HPV vaccination and regular cervical cancer screening are crucial. What warning signs and symptoms should women watch out for?
Isa to sa mga karamihan na nakikita namin is that makipag-contact sila kay Mr., no? After the contact, no, normally they bleed. Tapos minsan some of the women dumudugo na, dire-diretso na, no? Hindi na mawala-wala. Ang reason for that is that yung cervix mo, remember, is connected yan sa puwet. So pag lumalaki, nag-outgrow na yung bukol doon, tinamaan nung ng lalaki, it starts to bleed, no? And then that is the time, dahil prolonged yung bleeding, tapos may amoy, they go to the doctor. And by then, when they open up, they see the mass and they do the biopsy. And then that's already more or less stage 2, stage 3, yun, nakikita namin.
Getting cervical cancer is not the end of the line. Many women have survived the disease, proving that with timely diagnosis, proper treatment, and support, cervical cancer can be beaten. Doc Boggs tell women not to give up hope.
As far as cervical cancer, no, nagagamot naman to. Stage 2, pwede pa yan. Stage 3, I have a patient who survived, walang problema. Stage 4, may mga kaibigan ako, no, na up to this day nag-survive na po. There are survivors po, no. Do not give hope, no. And we have all the treatment naman, no, here in the Philippines. Of course, ang nakikita ko lang kasi minsan is that financial toxicity, no? Minsan hindi mo maiwasan, no, na yung mga cancer na yan bumabalik-balik, no? And then that you have to go another course of either chemotherapy or another form of treatment, no? Outside of the standard na gamutan, which is either kung very very early surgery, actually radiation and internal radiation or yung tinatawag na brachytherapy plus chemotherapy. Tapos pag bumalik na, minsan chemotherapy, radiation hindi na kasi nakapagbigay na kami. In some cases we do still, no? Interstitial brachytherapy perhaps, no? But these are magastos, no? Bottom line is, there is hope, no? I can tell you within stage 3, stage 4. But minsan lang talaga we need to maximize our efforts. Yung talento natin makipag-usap sa gobyerno, makikuha ng mga cancer assistance, which is meron na, which yung Danica law has been signed. So may mga cancer assistance funds na, may mga AICs na ma-IFIP na, no, na makakatulong naman. But then again, the bottom line is, why do you need to go that, no? Why do you need to go there? That's why we have a long span, 10 to 20 years of prevention. We should focus on that.
Doc Boggs founded Cervic, a social enterprise dedicated to eliminating cervical cancer in the Philippines. What initiatives has Cervic launched and continues to pursue in the fight against this disease? How do they spread awareness? And what innovations are they bringing to support the government's efforts to eliminate cervical cancer in the country?
CervicU started after my presidency sa Rotary, no? Ang akala ko kasi bilang doktor, doon lang ako sa clinic makakatulong, no? Hindi ko alam na pala, it was only then that I had my own experience of several patients na kung saan 40, 45 age na women, no? Edad na 40, 45, there were about 3 or 4, no? Namatay sila and that I saw the family being lost, no? Akala mo isang miyembro lang ng pamilya. Pero in reality, it is that babae, no, na is holding the family together. What can we do to save? Kasi treatment kasi is, alam mo, yung chances of survival is parating boils down to a number, no? And sometimes we are me as a doctor, no, parang syempre I too am a person who gets depressed whenever we see, patients dying, loss of life, loss of economy, ang mga anak nila, nakikita mo talaga, babalik yan sa'yo, no? Making kwento of what happened to them, no? All those riches to rags stories, no? Which are very depressing, no? So, cervical cancer is one of those that we can make a stand, no, to save women, no? Remember, to save on cost is not just on the treatment part. Kasi don't put money on the treatment. Kahit magandang treatment pa yan, it still boils down to di ba, the chance of them living or not. The best is to put money on prevention, no? Wala eh. Inanalyze namin lahat yung mga problem. So sabi namin, nakakahiya nakakahiya yung screening rates natin, 1%. How can we increase this? Just to give you a bird's eye view of that 1%. It started way back 1970s pa. Yung 1% na yan down to today. My God, it's already 2025. We have already AI, you know. So, how do you increase? So, nakikita ako sa probinsya din, midwife lang gawa. Bakit? Are we really that, wala ba tayong kakayahan na dapat naman doktor dapat ang makakita? So, we did Cervic for the purpose of two things. No? One is that, how can Cervic, in spite of the awareness, yung awareness kasi sa akin personally, it's not, it can help, but hindi yun ang purpose namin. Ang purpose namin is, how can we really increase that to about 10%, to about 20%, to about 30%. So, two things came to mind. Sabi namin, we have to empower midwives, no? Of course, they're already being empowered eh. Pero ang ginagawa ng midwives, for the sake of discussion lang, no? Among the 3 screening methods kasi, no, merong HPV DNA, which is the best test, kaso napakamahal, 7 to 10,000. Hindi kayang afford ng mga taong nasa baba yan, no? Pap smear, babalik-balik ka. Yung kwento ng half day absent ka from, alam mo, absent ka ngayon para lang makahanap ng doktor, absent ka naman just to get the result, tapos bayad ka na naman. VIA is the best, inexpensive kasi silip lang yan eh. Lagay sila ng speculum, lagay sila ng acetic acid, tapos babasahin ng midwife. Of course, mas maganda kung, I'm sure kung ikaw, you would agree, no? Pagkakatiwala mo sa doktor, more, no? I'm not trying to disgrace anybody, but more ang sa doktor kung sila ang magsilip rather than a midwife. So, my question then was, how can we do that? With technology on our side, how can we utilize the mata ng doktor ipasok para makita yung cervix para naman magkaroon naman ng systematic magkaroon naman ng, 'di ba, systematic na diagnosis, maganda naman yung resulta, more accurate than what it is today, but not still better than, better than what we're trying to do. So that is why we partnered with DOST ASTI, we partnered with Cancer Warriors Foundation, and a lot of these foundations we bless, we care. We created a scope, a locally manufactured. Bakit locally manufactured? I started purchasing abroad. Dati-rate, ito lang yung binibigay kong pera para makabili ng device, no? After 6 months, after one, tumataas. We keep on losing dollars, no? Pero kung meron tayong device, no, dito nag-homemade sa atin, ibenta natin abroad, we should earn more in dollars. Instead of, alam mo yon, the psychology should be different. To make our country better off, we should, I'm trying to announce dun sa mga kabataan to get inspired, no, from this na gawa sila ng device. We don't need to rely. So basically, just going on that story, itong device na to, we will train midwives to take photos of the cervix. Ipapadala namin po sa doktor, no? Yung doktor po magbabasa. Pag nabasa ko ng doktor, automatically po, meron na po itong resulta. So those are the two things that we wanted to do now is that, one, we create awareness. Two, we and the DOST ASTI, we're trying to promote the scope, no, para ma-implement yan sa government. Hopefully by 2026 we can implement is in some of the LGU concretely. Pag sinabi kong concretely, study yan, implementation based study yan. And I have naman a group, no? I'm very thankful for the people who are supporting me, Cancer Warriors Foundation, Dr. Cecilia Llave, who is very, very much, knowledgeable on how to implement this screening into the community. And maging officially, hopefully sana dumating ang pagkakataon na nationwide nagkaroon tayo ng maraming scope, maraming pictures ng cervix, no? Pag marami po tayong pictures ng cervix, tayo po mismo makakagawa po tayo ng AI, artificial intelligence, dahil ang DOST po, ASTI, marami pong matalentadong Pilipino dyan na merong kakayahang gumawa ng AI. Ano ngayon kung anong ibig sabihin kung kailangan may AI? Darating po ang araw, nakikita ko po, no? Bibigay mo po yung device sa isang locally na midwife malayo po sa Pilipinas, no? Pipicturean niya yung cervix, kaagad-agad po may resulta na. Sasabihin na kung ito ba ay normal, although hindi naman namin sinasabi hanggang doon lang, still binabasa pa rin yan ng doktor, but at least mas marami tayong ma-screen, no? Dahil mas madali na lang ang midwife gagawin na lang yung skill, hindi na kailangan magbasa because it's very hard to read. Minsan mahirap mag-evaluate, so you need to study and study. So mahirap mag-aral, lalo na if you're coming from the provinces, no? So ang ginagawa namin is hopefully AI can help cervical cancer screening. And then secondly, is that kapag pinipicturean, nakikita ng pasyente yung kanyang cervix. Dahil alam niya ngayon, ito pala ang cervix ko, di ba? So mas naiintindihan niya what is cervix, what is cervical cancer. Kasi alam niya paano po yung kulugodon down to paano ito lalaki at maging cervical cancer. So yun po ang aming mission.
What sets cervix innovation apart from ultrasound?
Ang ultrasound po is different from the scope na ginagawa namin. The way it starts is that si ari ng lalaki will didikit dyan sa cervix, i-implant, no, kung merong microabrasions, kung merong gasgas, papasok doon yung cells, no, na HPV, no. Titira doon sa loob ng balat na yon, no. So it's nasa balat lamang, no. So if you're trying to screen and you're going to use ultrasound, Ultrasound, ididikit mo yan doon sa cervix. Ang nakikita niyan is yung nasa pinakaloob pa, no? Which is yung bahay bata. That's why whenever you're buntis, no? In ultrasound, ang nakikita is yung nandoon sa loob, hindi yung cervix. Nakadikit yan sa cervix but it doesn't see the cervix really. The cervix can be seen as a whole, no? Ang kwan lang diyan is that hindi mo talaga makita kung meron kang pasimulahang bukol, no? You cannot see it there.
Beyond HPV vaccination and cervical cancer screening, how can taking multivitamins help protect women from this silent killer?
Definitely, it can help boost immune system, no? The vitamins can help, pero practically the best solution is for them to really get the screening, no? You can start going to your OBs, get the pap smear, get the VIA, or get the HPV DNA test, no? HPV pa rin. If you can afford it, get it, no? That's the best test that is very sensitive and specific, no? Now, of course, how do you prevent, no, outside of vaccination, outside of practically screening, no? Syempre, let's go back to the first. Number one is, syempre, panatiliin na yung immune system mo maganda. How do you do that? Iwasan mo sigarilyo. Because when you are smoking, no, yung HPV hindi yan mawawala sa iyo. It will love you and it will persist, it will stay there, magbabahay na yan, maggagawa na yan ng building doon sa loob ng cervix mo. Yung building na yan will later on progress into something more, pangit na, which is cancer. I'm just trying to really be direct dito, no? There's also other forms of cancer like anal cancer, which can also you can get from HPV, oral cancer, nabanggit na natin, no? So, condom pwede, pero pinaka the best pa rin yung sinabi ko, vaccination and screening. Abstinence from sex, pwede. Baka naman malungkot ka naman, no? Kung hindi, joke lang, no? Nagbibiro lang po, no? Perhaps also, of course, yung partner mo trying to be faithful sa partner mo. Pero again, you have to also understand, no? Ito yung minsan misconception eh. Faithful naman si partner, faithful ka naman, paano nagkaroon ng cervical cancer sa bahay? Minsan, remember, si lalaki, minsan, may curiosity yan. Tulad ako, yeah, I mean, most of the males, I would suppose, before we engage into marriage, normally we do sex with other women, di ba? Isipin mo na lang, no, nung bang time na gumawa kayo ni partner, are you sure na, di ba, na pinag-usapan nyo ba na who will do what and how will you do it, or nanood ba kayo ng YouTube? Kung man, during those times, may YouTube na ba, no? Ang point ko lang dito is, normally, we learn ourselves, kami mga lalaki, from others, no? So we go to, areas, we learn how to do sex, and then we implement it to our loved ones para ano. And then, incidentally, we're already transferring the virus to you unknowingly, no? Because we can't see anything naman. We don't have signs, we don't have symptoms sa kadalasan sa lalaki, no? So, and that's one of the reasons why na wag tayong masyadong maghusga kung ang may mga pasyente dyan na cervical cancer, automatically sila ay...
Which age groups are most affected by cervical cancer?
Normally, when you get sex around the age of 12 to 18, 10, 20 years, ang pinaka-common na nakikita namin is between the age of 35 to 45. Actually, dito sa Pilipinas, about 55 pa. That span between 35 to 55. That's the golden period na nakikita namin kadalasan nandoon, nakapaloob doon. One age group, 49 to 50. Yan, yung areas na yan. Doon namin po nakikita madalas.
For women who struggle to overcome the stigma surrounding HPV, are there more private and discreet ways to get tested and vaccinated?
Yes, there is. Nowadays, there is what we call as an HPV DNA test, no? That is self-collected, no? Ikaw mismo, you will, it's a long tube, you will remove the tube, papasok mo yon dahan-dahan doon sa puwet mo, and then you have to turn it for about 10 times, no? And then remove it. They will give you a small piece of can wherein you swirl it, meron tubig yon, you can swirl it for 20 times, no? And then you lock You send it sa laboratory and it will provide you a result kung ikaw ay HPV positive or negative. But this is what my message is. Huwag agad matakot. Pag nabing HPV positive, hindi automatically yan titreat ka kaagad. HPV positive, maaring mawala yan sa iyo. Ito yung golden na message ko. Hindi lahat ng HPV positive will go directly to cervical cancer. Only a very, very certain percent. Your immune system can remove that HPV from your body if you make yourself healthy. Vitamins, whatever you do, exercise, you can do that, but do it, no? You can do that and other forms of things that can increase your immune system, no? So if you do that, maaring hindi na. Ang point ko lang doon is if you are HPV positive, you seek a doctor, they will try to do a screening test or they call a VAT, a visual assessment for treatment. Silipin nila kung may lesion ka, i-treat ka nila thermal ablation. Thermal ablation, guys, pwedeng libre yan, no? Pwedeng libre yan, pwedeng PhilHealth lang yan. You don't even have to spend. Whereas kung antayin mong magkaroon ka ng cervical cancer, I tell you, you will spend about 200, 300 to 1,000,000 pesos. No? So why don't you do the screening today? And may discreet na, wala discreet na test na. So I cannot see anymore any barriers why we can't save women today.
Having HPV does not automatically mean a woman has cervical cancer. In this context, Dr. Boggs explains the importance of protecting one's private health and the critical role of early detection in preventing cervical cancer.
Every birthday ninyo, you try to get a chance to get screened, no? Ang VIA, ang Pap smear normally is every 3 years. So try to make a calendar. May Google Calendar na ngayon. It will remind you, notify you. Just do the works, no? For HPV DNA testing, it's about 5 years, no? Pinakamaganda pa rin if you can afford it, although expensive. HPV DNA testing is about 7,000 pesos. But kami, since we are now developing AI in the near future by next year with DOST, ASTI, and the other partners, no, there is a chance, no, that we can possibly bring this best screening, which is cbDNA, to a cost that is very, very. So hopefully, God willing, maibaba namin yan para lahat ng tao makakuha ng kababaihan, maka-avail ng test ito for them to be saved. And gaya doon po sa mga ibang kababaihan na nakakinig, no? Please share this video, please promote this site, no, kung saan naging bahagi po ako, no? And dito kinakailangan maging marites, no? Dito kailangan namin ang tulong ninyo, pagiging marites, na ikalat na ang cervical cancer ay pwedeng ma-eliminate through vaccination and screening.
Our thanks to Dr. Boggs Rivera for sharing his expertise and unwavering advocacy in the fight against cervical cancer. His message is clear: women must prioritize their health, take charge through prevention and early detection, and act before illness takes hold. Because when it comes to cervical cancer, preventing the disease is always better than trying to cure it. This has been Rochelle Rubio. Let's start the year with good health. Join me again next Friday for another episode of The Advocates, right here on 104.3 The Capital.
This is where the voices of the voiceless are heard. The Advocates, Empowering Voices. Hosted by Rochelle Rubio on Capital 104.3